Hi everyone, welcome back to my next video. Today we're going to do a quick review of a Suaoki G1000 solar generator power box. And it is a nice one. It's a really nice one. Let me start off by saying that they sent this to me. I didn't spend my money on it. They have given it to me. Now I don't need this, so I gave it to someone else, Brad, and Brad will talk about it here just in a minute. And he's done the initial test, and then I will give it away to someone else who will own it forever and will give us an ongoing test on it, so that I'm not doing the test. And I always, of course, tell the manufacturer that I won't do the test. I'll give it to someone and we'll get multiple videos, but I won't actually do it. So I think that makes it, can give you more comfort that you're not getting, a lot of bias out of me, because I'm not even going to own it. I don't have any advantage from this. But they have a special deal going on, and I want to tell you about the special deal because it really is a very, very good deal. They're having a code, and I'll give you the code in the description. It gives you 10% off plus a $23 off coupon on Amazon. That means that the final price will be $1,099. It'll be $1,100 on the device. Again, this is $950. This is the same size battery, but it comes with everything in this nice package. It's really a very, very good deal. So you can go to the description. There will be a direct link to it that you can use, and the code you can cut and paste. The dates on that are 11/24/2019 to 12/2/2019, Black Friday. All these sales are around Black Friday. This is a Black Friday sale. It's a good deal, $1,100, but it gets even better. At the same time, this is on sale for the same code will work on both. You order them the same in your cart, you'll get them both on the one code. This is 10% off and a $23 off coupon, and this totals $183.99. And that's a pretty good deal because this is a pretty quality panel, well thought out. So that's a good deal on the two of them. In other words, you're going to get the panel basically for free. Real good deal. However, there's even more. There's more. I'm becoming a pitch man. If you go there, if you buy it, and you leave a review about the G1000, you can contact them, and they will also send you a free 60-watt panel. They have a panel just like this that's 60-watt. And I'll give you the email address, but I'm going to leave it in the description. You should probably just get it there. The email address is jennyliu3355@gmail.com. I did that too fast probably. But I'm going to put it in the description, so just go to the description below and you'll get that email address, and you can get a 60-watt panel for free. So for about, I think it's going to end up being about $1,200–1,300. You'll get the 100-watt panel, a 60-watt panel, and this thing for the same price. It's a pretty good deal. So let me tell you just the basic facts about it. It has 1,183 watt hours, which comes down to 98.6 amp hours. So just shy of 100 amp hours, which is standard for most of us are getting by with 100 amp hours. The more I looked around at these solar generators, I discovered that a lot of them are using a lithium chemistry that is not very good. One of the biggest things I love about this is that it uses LifePo4. What that means is it's lithium iron phosphate. And that is by far the best and most practical chemistry. That is what you want to look for in a battery. We all tout these Battleborns, and the main reason is this word right here. LifePo4. That's what you want in a lithium battery. You don't want any other. The big thing is safety. LifePo4 is by far the safest of all chemistries. In fact, there are videos on YouTube, and go search around. There was one where a guy took a nailer, a construction nailer, and shot a nail right through it, and it would not. And it was a mess. I mean, things were hissing, and it was smoking, but it never caught fire. It never was at risk of explosion and killing someone. They shot the same nail through other chemistries, and they all caught fire. So now I'm not saying they're not safe. They're all safe. This is safer. For the commercial batteries you're thinking about buying for your RV use or van use, LifePo4 is the safest. It also has 2,000 life cycles, and that's critical. A lot of them, Jackery. I did a review on the Jackery, and the Jackery is a great product, but it's not LifePo4. And it says it has 500 cycles. You shouldn't buy it. 500 cycles isn't enough. That's too high a price to pay for 500 cycles. You want to buy a LifePo4 product, and this one is, so I really recommend it for that reason. It has a 1,000 watt pure sine wave inverter, which is good. It's a little on the small side. I actually think 12 to 1,500 would be better and more practical. There may be things 1,000 will not run that a 1,500 watt will. In particular, a microwave. A lot of microwaves want 1,100 and 1,200 watts. It has 5 USB ports, which is good. That's better than most. However, 2 of them are standards. You know, the regular 3.3 volt and 2.1 amps. But 2 of them are quick charges. That means they go up to 18 watts and they will quick charge an item. You know, a lot of our phones and things now are coming with quick charges. And so it will do that. And that's a big plus to my mind. And beyond that, it has what is called a PD port. That's actually a USB-C. And it will charge many devices now. Laptops are coming with a USB charger. So you go from USB-C to the laptop USB-C, and that's the charging cord. This will do it direct. You don't need to put an intermediate step. So the PD direct will go up to 60 watts, and that's a very good thing. I think that's a big plus that they put that in here, so it's right on the cutting edge. It has 3 ways to charge. Of course, you can charge it off 12 volt. You can plug it into your car while you're driving with the cigarette lighter plug. 110 volt, comes with this cord. You plug it in. If you're in shore power, you plug it in, and it charges off shore power, and it will charge off of solar. It has an MPPT controller. It can handle solar panels up to 40 volts. As far as I can tell, the limit on this is 150 watts maximum amount of solar coming in. I consider being limited to 150 watts maximum solar as a real limiting factor. I would want more. I would want 200. I recommend to everyone 200 watts, and I really think 300 watts is better. So let's talk a little bit about the whole idea of generators. The big thing is it's all in this one really cool, really neat, fairly light package. Its competition is a battery, lithium battery, like the Battleborn. And so the Battleborn is 100 amp hours. This is 98.6. So they're essentially the same size. This is $950, and this is $1,300. You know, well, that's almost $400 more. You say, well, boy, that's a whole lot better deal. No, wait just a second. You get an MPPT solar controller. You get all the inboard USB ports. You get a 1,000 watt pure sine wave inverter. Well, you can't go buy a 1,000 watt pure sine wave inverter for less than $300. I don't believe. All these other things, if you add them to this, it will probably be more than $1,300. This really comes out dollar for dollar, looking pretty good. But here is a really big disadvantage to this compared to this. I will build this exactly how I want it. If I want to put on a 40 amp charged solar controller and be able to hook up 400, 500 watts, I can. That's my choice. If I want to connect 2 of these together, I can. I cannot connect this to another battery. This battery bank does not expand. But here is the biggest single disadvantage to this. If any one part of it breaks, what are you going to do? You're going to send the whole thing back. So if a part on this breaks, you just replace that part. If you have Amazon Prime, you can have it in 2 days. If there's a store nearby, you can probably have it that day. But what happens if a part on this breaks? Well, you're shipping it back. Did you save the box? How are you going to box this thing up and ship it up? Am I going to save the box in my van, this and the box? And then how long is it going to be gone? I can't imagine sending this thing back to the manufacturer in less than 3-4 weeks at the fastest. shipping and return, months is a more realistic guess. So there's a real wonderful joy in having it all in one, and there's a real sad potential problem with having it all in one. And the only reason to go with an all-in-one is that you save the learning process of building your own. And that's valid, and for a lot of you, it's worth it. My recommendation is still always figure it out and build your own. You're going to be happier in the long run. But if you just can't, this can meet your needs. Suaoki also sent me this 100-watt free. I didn't pay for it. I'm going to give this away also to the person who I have in mind, and I really like this. This looks good. This is 100 watts, and I love these things. This one looks like a really good one. So basically it's 3 25-watt panels. You can set it out. It has straps in the back to angle it, and that's really a big plus, being able to angle it. The quality looks very good, and the connector is in here. It does not have its own controller. There is no controller. The controller is built into here. It charges with this is an Anderson connector. Those of you, probably doesn't mean anything to you, but if you know anything about the solar world, Anderson connectors are very common and very good. This is a high quality connector. And once you have an Anderson connector, it opens up a whole world of possibilities of charging. But the main thing is it comes with the cord that goes from here to the Suaoki, the G1000, and also it comes with an MC4 connector. That means you can connect any standard MC4 panel into the G1000. That's a big plus. That's good. There's also something else they did really smart here, and maybe I'll get a chance to show you later. This also has the PD USB. In other words, that means, so if you have one of the new Macs, or a lot of new PCs or Macs are coming with USB chargers, you can charge directly from the sun off of this panel. Big plus. It also has a PD USB port, and what that means is that if you have one of the new Macs that charges off of USB-Cs, or a lot of new PCs are charging off of USB-C, you can charge directly off the solar panel at 60 watts, which is what those are designed around. And you can charge this right off the panel while it's in the sun. That's a big plus. I mean, it was really good thinking to think ahead. It also has the quick charge, which a lot of your phones are using quick charges now. So you could be charging, say your battery, you're connected to this or even this, and they're both full. Well, you could be charging your phone even though these aren't being charged. That's a real good thing, I think. So the panel, the solar panel looks really good. Really good. Except no controller. You just have to always bear in mind you're not getting a controller with this because the controller is built in. Now I turned this over to my friend Brad to use, and he's going to join us now and give us his impressions of the Suaoki G1000. Brad, why don't you go ahead and join me? Okay, Brad, so you've been using this for a few days now, and how's it worked for you?
So it's worked very well. I've used it to charge my laptop, and I've used it to charge my iPad and also my iPhone. And then additionally, I used it to run the Instant Pot.
So you're using an Instant Pot. We actually did a review of that. So, and it ran that no problem.
Yeah, ran it no problem, and I was surprised by how quiet it was. So even with the cooling fans on, because the Instant Pot's a high current item, it still was relatively quiet, and it seemed to handle it no problems. Heated the water right up.
And you also have a 12-volt compressor fridge. Did you try it?
Yeah, so I tried it off the cigarette lighter port, and I have the Dometic CFX35, and that's 7 amp hours.
And it ran fine?
And it ran fine, yeah.
So did you have it long enough to get an impression of if it would run all those things okay?
So I had it for about a week, and so the only challenge that I really ran into was recharging the battery. And so when I first set up the panel, when I first received the item, it seemed like it was about 60% charged. And when I set up the panel in the sun, I had it for almost 2 full days, and I was never able to get it 100% charged. You know, according to the indicator, it never was 100% charged. So I don't know that this would be a good long-term candidate for running a fridge and an Instant Pot and those type of items if you were going to rely on solar. If you could plug it into the wall, or I charged it off my cigarette lighter also while I was driving into town, and that seemed to charge it okay.
So you were a little disappointed with how fast it charged. The 100 watt solar panel for 2 full days and it never got full.
Yeah. And, you know, I had some appointments and I was in and out and I had to keep, you know, moving the panel to chase the sun. So I can't say that it was in full sun all day, both days. But, you know, when you're out here, usually you're not able to be by your panel all day either.
Right.
So I feel like it was a pretty realistic test. I have used a version that has 200 watt panels, and those seem to keep the battery charged up just fine.
Yeah, I think maybe just but
So the 160 might be a nice, you know, a nice change to have that extra 60 watt panel. If you buy the whole package, might help out a lot.
right.
Mm-hmm.
So, having used it for about a week, would you buy it yourself?
If I needed an all-in-one system, I do like it. And so I would consider buying it. I like all the adapters that it came with, and I have a MacBook that uses the USB-C, so being able to charge it directly off that is nice. So I do like it, and I think if I was looking for an all-in-one unit, I'd probably get this one.
Especially with the deal they got going, it's going to be a real good deal.
Yeah.
Coming up here just at this time around Black Friday in 2019, not always. But it's a good deal. It seems to be a pretty good quality unit.
Yeah, it does seem to be good quality. I haven't ran into any issues with it. Everything works, all the buttons, and so it seems to be a good unit. Yeah, it does.
Okay. Well, there you have it, folks. I will now turn this over to someone else who will own it for the rest of her life or until it breaks. And so we'll be doing ongoing reviews every couple months, 6 months, every year. I will do a follow-up and let you know how it holds up, because really that's the question. How is it going to hold up in the long term? But for now, it looks like a pretty good unit that we can recommend. So I hope that helps. Thank you, Brad, for testing this for us.
Thank you.
So folks, there you have it. I hope you got something out of this video. I'm sure you did. If you did, like us on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, and we'll talk to you later.